the legend. Rap C!
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing? How you, the Cowboys, Schottenheimer, how surprised are you?
You know, I'm not surprised now because the more this went, they didn't talk to a ton of candidates.
Right.
The candidates they did talk to didn't seem to be the kind of caliber like they really considered it. So it's like either they know something we don't know, or it's got to be Schottenheimer. And so I remember hearing when he had that first interview, then like it went pretty well, and then everyone started saying like they know him, like and look, I know the fans are probably not that happy. That actually doesn't matter. One of the worst introductory press conferences I ever saw was Nick Sirianni, whose team is in the Super Bowl again. We really don't know. The Cowboys have seen him more than anyone. As of right now, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see. But it was like a search like very few others, I'll say that.
But do we have to give him the benefit of the doubt? We got 30 years of history here with Jerry Jones running the team. Compared to the Eagles, they have a different front office structure.
Agreed. No, I agree. But Cowboys are talented. They got a lot of good players, and they've drafted well, and they got another draft coming up. So, like, organizationally, they've done enough. They've been in the playoffs enough where there should be some, like, all right, maybe these guys have some idea of what they're talking about. And here's the other thing. I've been doing coaching searches in the NFL for 14 years now. I have no earthly idea how to tell the difference between a good candidate and a bad candidate. I have no idea. And every year there's a great candidate who bombs and a terrible one who takes his team to the playoffs. I have no idea, and neither does anybody else.
You mentioned the Cowboys do things their own way. That included letting Mike McCarthy go to the end of his contract. They talked to them for 8 days. Ultimately, they split ways. Is there any semblance to the idea that maybe the Cowboys were kind of a little flat-footed at the end of that search?
No, because by the time it came time to interview candidates, they had plenty of time. They could have talked to anyone. Now, Aaron Glenn, I know maybe they would have had to wait, but then they could have waited like a couple days, right? Like, everyone was at their disposal, really, except for, you know, maybe Kellen, but they talked to him on a Zoom, and like, if they were going to hire him, wouldn't have needed an extensive process. They know him. And that's one of the things. It's like, they chose Schottenheimer over Kellen, among other people. So I think they were ready for it. They just didn't do it like we thought they would do it.
Well, the problem is, any coach, any player that comes to the organization, we got 30 years of history. You got that, as Steven said.
You do.
He does.
They don't. They don't. They don't.
They do.
And even, they don't.
From a fan standpoint.
From a fan standpoint,
they got that 30-year snide.
I get it. But the coaches who are joining the staff don't. The players for sure don't care. And Schottenheimer's only been here a couple years. You carry that around way more than they do.
What?
You do.
What?
Shots fired.
You don't. Jerry carries that around. Steven carries. The organization carries that around. It's like a dark cloud hanging over the organization. Washington got the NFC Championship game before the Cowboys. They got the biggest drop for 15 years. It's all over the organization. You can't walk in there, seep through.
I don't think so. No, I don't buy any of that. I mean, that's what's great about all this is like, we can talk all about the history and like next year we'll start and God forbid they win a game or two and it'll be like, you know what? Maybe these guys are on to something because again, they have talent. You can nitpick all you want. You can pick every little part of the roster apart. There's like 15 guys of the 22 who'd start on every team in the NFL. You know, like seriously, not every team, but a lot of teams. It's like Dak in the crosshairs all the time. He's been an MVP candidate many times. Like, that's what it's like.
Ian, you covered a lot of breaking news. Not football question. NBA breaking news happened with the Luka Doncic trade. What was your reaction to that deal kind of coming out of nowhere?
So, and I know very little about basketball, but I do know about trades. And here's what I know. Offense and named players get drastically overvalued. So, yeah, Luka's awesome. He's awesome. And every team would want a 25-year-old in their prime leading them. They know him better than we do, and they chose for veteran and defense instead of young. Now, they're probably going to save $110 million, and no one talks about it, but they're going to spend that on something else.
Yeah.
Doesn't help this year, but helps eventually. So, like, we'll see who wins the trade. We will see.
Okay, compared to the NFL trade, a guy in his prime like Luka, face of the franchise, future Hall of Famer.
Let's say Luka's Josh Allen.
Okay.
almost can't trade him. Almost like if the Bills decided tomorrow to trade Josh Allen, I don't know that physically they could get enough assets to make a trade make sense. It doesn't work. So people are like, oh, it's, maybe it's like, Joe Burrow for Derrick Henry. It's like, you can't do it. Quarterbacks are too valuable.
Well, appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Ian Rapoport. I would say, though, the drought ain't on me. The drought is not on me.
Common denominator.
It's on Jerry. It's not on me. And because it's on Jerry, it's on Dak. It is on new coach. It's
They
on the
blame you,
organization.
actually, just to be fair.
I know. Hey, man, appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. All right, okay.
Appreciate you. Thank you.